Today, guys, I have 21 juicy tips and tricks for you guys to help you make your CSGO experience just that much better. So I guarantee you're going to learn at least something new. So let's jump right into it. Hey, what's up guys? It's Turbo here and welcome back to a brand new video. And did you know that you can actually adopt a chicken as a pet in CSGO simply by pressing E on it? However, if the chicken does die, it'll actually show you in the bottom left corner how long she survived for. And guys, we have 20 more tips similar to that one. So if this video is helpful or if you guys do end up enjoying it, hit that like button, because if we do hit 2,000 likes in the first week, I'm going to be giving away an AWP Neo Noir. Anyways, let's jump into it. Now for some extremely useful network commands that can make your experience so much smoother. So you want to do CL_interp ratio 1 as well as CL_interp 0. And essentially these will make the servers feel twice as responsive, so it'll be much better than the default settings. If you don't already have a jump throw bind, I'm going to show you guys how to do it right now. So you open up the console, you type in bind, and then the key that I recommend is V, but you can do any key you want. And then do a space minus attack. You want to grab your smoke grenade, get it ready, hold down left click. And then you don't want to just jump, or you don't want to just press V. You want to jump and press V at the exact same time. If you walk into this black dot right here, turn around and look at this like little brownish dot, and then you jump throw. This will actually molly off behind new box. But if you'd rather just molly off top oranges, so you want to walk into this corner right here, aim to the, so you see how this is higher than all the other ones, you want to aim to the left of it, and then you want to jump throw, and essentially this will land on top of oranges right here. But if you throw those two mollies, it can really throw them out of position and make it so much easier to capture B. So get your teammate to be positioned like this, and then open the door and then move forward a little bit, and the door will actually open up backwards, which can give you so many more opportunities to get some frags. If you don't know how to run boost, it's one of the most useful things in CSGO. So you need two people for this to work. So person number 1 crouches, person number 2 jumps on their head. And of course, person number 1 does need to let go of control to reset themselves. And then you jump again. And as soon as person number 2 lands on person number 1's head, you both start running forward. And then the guy on top can basically jump and you can get to places that you normally can't get to. It's really cool. If you play CSGO, this is something that you absolutely have to learn. So when you're playing against an opper, you don't want to just like hard peek them and try to win the gunfight. You just want to try to get a little bit of info. You want to jiggle out, try to bait out a shot, and then reposition to where you can have the advantage. Also, using utility can be an incredibly useful thing. Sometimes fighting your enemies head on isn't always the best option. In some situations, it might be better just to play a weird off angle or just kind of hide somewhere where they're not going to check, and then wait for them to push and take advantage of it. But you have to keep in mind that sometimes this only works once. Step number 1, you want to bind M wheel up and down to jump. This will make it so you can actually jump with your scroll wheel. When you're bunny hopping, it all really comes down to obviously timing and luck, because in Counter-Strike, it is completely random. Keep in mind that you need to strafe in the air, and as soon as you land, depending on which direction you're going to be going in, you need to either press A or D. So A or D are your two best friends, strafing of course, and then jumping at the exact time. Remember, practice makes perfect. Go out there and bunny hop. So there are knives that have rare animations. The Felcha knife is actually one of the most famous ones because you can bounce it on your hand. And then there's also the skeleton knife as well, where you can just spin it around infinitely. There's so many more, but these are the main two that really stand out to me. So in CSGO, there's a thing called Crosshair Placement, where essentially you want to pre-aim your crosshair towards where you think the enemy's going to be, rather than just trying to do it on the fly. Because if you pre-aim and your crosshair is already there, you've already done 90% of the work, and all you have to do is just click one button or do a quick little micro correction. And that's one of the best ways to win more gunfights. If you're going to be peeking someone at an angle, basically the farther you are away from the wall, the easier you'll be able to see them. So if you're really far away and they're close to the wall, and if you slow peek them, you'll actually see them first. You'll have the advantage. But vice versa, if you're really close to the wall and they're all the way back there and you peek them, like, they'll have a massive advantage. So basically, if you're going to wide peek, you're better off doing it closer to the angle. If you're going to slow peek, do it when you're farther away. Here's another really useful piece of advice. If you don't plan on using any of your smokes, flashes, or nades, just don't buy them, because you can have that money for more useful things like armor, obviously, or like a better weapon. Here's a quick little strat. Jump on top of the garbage can, aim right here, and throw. And then you can kind of throw a flash like that. And then you want to aim right around here and then running throw. This can do decent damage to their AWPer. This one should be obvious, but obviously do not be toxic to teammates, because this can cause your teammates to become tilted, which will make them play worse. And overall, it'll hurt the team's morale, which can pretty much lead to a loss. You either win as a team or you lose as a team. One thing that a lot of people overlook is just having a good way to warm up every day. So before you start your comp games, it's always good to hop on aimbots or hop on a deathmatch server and just practice and make sure your muscle memory is on point and make sure you're able to hit your shots. And then this way you can get into the game quicker than like trying to warm up mid-game. And if you make a big mistake or whiff an easy shot or just overall make a really bad play and lose the round, don't worry about it. Don't let it get under your skin. The best thing you can do if you lose a round is just focus on the next round. Don't focus on what happened in the past, because there's nothing you can do to change it. Just focus on what you can do better to, hopefully have a better chance to win in the following round. Because when you start getting into your own head and when you start overthinking things, that's when you usually start playing really bad. Always remember that a huge part of Counter-Strike is just playing mind games. So obviously doing something simple like just training the enemy to always go to a certain part of the map. Like, for example, if you throw the same smoke every single round, eventually you're going to train them to always, to know that you're going to do it. And then if you stop doing it, it's really going to throw a wrench in their game. There's so many ways to play mind games on enemies, and it would take me so long to even scratch the surface, but just keep that in mind that if you really want to win in Counter-Strike, mind games are a go-to. Mind games are a must. All right, in CSGO, there's a very, very simple concept called a one-way smoke. And essentially, this is a smoke that you can see, but the enemies can't see through it. So if you're on the CT side on Dust 2, you can throw a smoke kind of like so in front of the doors, stand back here, and then you can kind of just watch this angle right here. And people usually won't see you. Here's another great smoke if they're going to be pushing long. So you kind of want to just right-click, throw a smoke grenade right around here on top of this box, and then jump on top of this box. And you can kind of see, and you can see the entirety of long, and you can obviously hide behind the smoke, and the chances of them seeing you are fairly low. This is one that a lot of pros do. So they run right to the middle of this little gate right here over by Cat, and then you aim for the middle of this little rectangle right here, and then you throw, and essentially it lands right here, and you get a perfect one-way smoke for car. All right, so this next one is very similar to another one that we checked out earlier, and it's based on the concept that you either win as a team or you lose as a team. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Basically, learn the maps, learn the callouts, and just do your best to give as much useful information to your team as possible to help your team win more rounds. Basically, just be a team player. So a lot of people make a lot of mistakes when opping, but it's a very, very simple concept, and it takes a lot of practice to master. So what you want to do with the op is, a lot of people usually just try to shoot while moving, but you want to fully stop when you want to go for your shot. So step number one, you stop, you scope in, you flick to wherever the enemy is, and then you shoot. You have to try to do it as quickly as possible. And that's how to be 100% accurate while opping. If you want to peek a corner, for example, you can kind of do the same principle where you just jiggle, peek, and angle. A thing that a lot of people don't really do is a lot of people don't really peek angles while crouching. So the best way to do it is to just do A and D. And then when you're ready to peek the angle, you crouch right before you go around the angle. So then that way your head is going to be a little bit lower. So it could cause the enemy to miss the shot. And also when you're crouching, you are pretty much 100% accurate while you're shooting. You just move way slower. If you can kind of do the whole thing in one animation, if you can master it, you can be absolutely deadly with the op. If you do want a CSGO knife, I will tell you exactly the best way to do it. So straight up, the best way to do it is just to straight up buy one. You can use sites like Skinport, obviously, or you could use the market if you want to pay a little bit more. But ultimately, a lot of people have the misconception that, they might as well just open up a bunch of cases and hope to get a knife. But the chances of getting a knife are 1 in 350. And even if you open up 350 cases, which is almost $1,000, including the case price and everything, you have a very low chance of actually getting a knife. In my opinion, if you unbox a lot of cases hoping to get a knife, you are better off just saving that money and just straight up buying the knife outright. I mean, hey, you might get lucky, but it's very, very rare. And guys, most importantly, when you're playing CSGO, just have fun. Try not to solo queue, try to play with at least 1 or 2 friends minimum, because playing with friends makes the game so much more enjoyable, because you have teammates that are more reliable. You have people who you connect well with and you play well with. And at the end of the day, CSGO is just a game, and it's all about just having fun. So enjoy the game for what it is and just have fun with it. If you play with a lot of cheaters, maybe try switching to ESEA or Face It. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to click that like button because it does help the channel a lot. And also share this video with a couple friends who don't really play that much CSGO. Or if you have friends who aren't really the best at CS, feel free to share this video with them because it will teach them a lot about the game. And hey, if you guys want more videos like this in the future, I got you. I will just let me know in the comments down below. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have absolutely made my dream come true. I love doing YouTube. I love making content for you guys. Having you guys by my side makes it just so much more enjoyable. So if you watched the video to this point, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You deserve a cookie. All right. But overall, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out some of these videos right here. I made them myself, and check out some of the older videos on my channel because if you watch a couple of my videos, you're more likely to get recommended my videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and have a wonderful rest of your day. It's Turbo and I'm out. Peace.